What's up everyone, this is BorisAnimate, and yes, as you can see in this title, I am going to talk about my opinions on TTS Voices. I decided to make this video since I'm bored. Before I start, first of all, this video is not meant to give hate or bashing opinions on these voices. If you like some of the voices I don't like, your opinion will be handled. Anyways, let's get started, shall we?
First of all, let's start with Joey. In my opinion, I'm neutral towards this TTS voice. At least I do like the way he said, for example, I still really like potatoes, or mkspissy, and I like the way he said mkspissy.
This voice sounds like someone is so tired and lazy to wake up. I guess this voice would suit for like older characters. For example, Kalo's grandparents, I guess.
Now for the Kenneth/Steven voice. Yeah. I love the Kenneth voice because it's hilarious how he spells. For example, look out. Oh no. Help you Hey. Yeah. This voice is really obsessing and funny.
Next is my TTS voice I use. I like the Eric voice, it's really hilarious. For example, and no, and I like the way the voice spells Caillou, Kalu, and the B8 box sound. For example, yeah, the Eric voice is one of the best voice ever in my opinion.
Next up, Eric Azure. This voice sounds nothing like the Eric I use. However, this voice was used in Vian business-friendly themes videos as I remember. However, I'm neutral towards this voice. I will also use that voice in case if the Eric voice is broken again. Sometimes my Eric voice I use won't work, so I could use this voice.
Next up, Brian. Yes, Brian is one of the best TTS voices. I love this TTS voice because it's so funny how that voice pronounce, for example, Max, mix, lam blam 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 blam. Yeah, the Brian voice is really hilarious. It's really good. It's just funny how he spells some words like that. It's funny.
Now speaking of Chipmunk, this voice is sometimes annoying in my opinion, but this voice really suits for Elmo and Alvin and the Chipmunk, I guess.
The Andy voice is neutral for me. It doesn't really have much to say, but the voice reminds me a bit of Bart from The Simpsons show.
The big robot voice is fine for me, but the voice suits for robot characters like Five Nights at Freddy's or any robot characters.
Charlie voice is neutral for me. This voice was sometimes used in some characters. I can't really remember who it was, but this voice can be useful, I guess.
The Rod voice. Yes. Yeah. I love the Rod voice. Let me explain why. Even though many people claims that the Rod voice belongs to Plotagon, however this is also a part of Ultimate Voice Pack. But hey, I love the way the Rod voice spells Washington. This is how the Washington was invented. And for example, oh no! Yahoo! Yahoo! Yes! Fuck! Shit! Goodbye! Hello! Okay, that was a bit cringe, but there are so many commands with the Rod voice I discovered.
Now moving on to George voice. This voice sounds fine, I guess nothing else to say.
The Joey Talk voice. I guess I'm okay with that. Nothing else to say either.
Now
all I can say
Jesse.
is that this voice
can sometimes sound annoying to me due to the way it sounds.
Now moving on, the Kenny voice. This voice sounds hideous to me.
The Kidderoo voice is the best in my opinion. It really suits, for example, screaming, and E-rap I use in my videos. I love the Kidderoo voice.
Now moving on to Lawrence. This voice sounds like a 76-year-old man, and again, I am not trying to give an insult or hate or anything, I'm just saying.
This voice sounds like a small robot chipmunk or something. However, I guess this voice can be useful for Lazimus videos.
Moving on, the Dave voice. The Dave voice is okay, but it sounds way too deep. I only use this voice for characters like Childish Dad, but I do like Atlas the crying sound like what
The David voice sounds okay for me, even though some people claim that the David voice for Caillou fits perfectly. However, I still prefer Ivy for him instead. Oh hey, I like the way the David voice says like, Chuck E. Cheese's. Oh crap, why is it not spelling Chuck E. Cheese's like I heard from other BorisAnimate videos?
Now moving on the elf voice. The elf voice sounds kinda cringe for me. I guess it would suit for like Christmas, elf characters, or any other character. I don't know. But yeah, nothing else to say.
Now moving on the evil genius. Wait the heck, this voice sounds kinda shit. Because the way it sounds no. I don't like this voice at all, but I guess I could use it for any random character anyway.
Okay, I'm done with that voice, it sounds really shit. Anyways, now moving on, David Microsoft. That voice is actually okay for me, at least this voice can be useful. I don't know what else I can say about that.
Now moving on, Santa. Ho 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 ho. It's not Christmas yet, however. That voice is actually good. I can use this voice for Santa in a Christmas video for this. That one's good. Ho 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 ho. Okay, enough. Moving on.
Okay, the Stitch voice is perfect in my opinion. This voice can be useful for Stitch and Go Animate, I guess. Nice.
Now moving on, Tom. This voice sounds okay, but the voice can be useful.
Now moving on, Alan. The Alan voice is one of the great voices in my opinion. I like it because the way he spells Omega. Oh my god. That's why. And, oh no. Yeah. Yes. I like the way it sounds. Okay, moving on.
Well, Russell is okay for me, I guess. But sometimes his voice can be annoying, like it sounds like he's raging.
Yes. I like the Catherine voice because the way she sounds like this. Oh no. Hey! Sometimes I use this voice as an entitled Karen.
Okay, what the heck is this voice? This voice sounds really annoying and also barbaric. I don't like this voice at all.
Now moving on, Allison. This voice sounds okay, I guess. There's nothing else to say.
Now moving on, Amy. Yeah, this voice is alright.
Now moving on, Emma. Yeah, this voice sounds okay. By the way, I love the way the Emma voice spells like.
Now moving on, Anna. Oh my gosh, no, just, no, this voice sounds really annoying. I don't like this voice. And yeah, I know I used this voice for a character before, but now I rather change it to Kadaro. Oh my fucking god, I sound like a 5-year-old. I hate this voice.
Now moving on, Bridget. This voice sounds okay, but it really sounds boring.
Now the Ivy voice. The Ivy voice sounds okay, but sometimes it sounds annoying when using it too much. But hey, I do like the way the Ivy voice cries like, Washington, watch.
Now moving on, Jennifer. Yes, I like the Jennifer voice, because it's really funny the way it sounds. And I love spamming with this hickage gaming chair mustache, but it's only one gaming chair mustache. Sorry, I just love the way it pronounced gaming chair mustache like that. Okay, now moving on.
The Julie voice sounds okay for me. There's nothing else to say about this voice.
Now moving on, Karen. The Karen voice recognized me from Plotagon. I remember this voice when I used to watch Plotagon videos. Okay, now moving on.
Now, the zombie voice. Oh God. This voice sounds like an actual zombie. The voice is kinda cool. But at the same time, the way it sounds, it's cringe. Moving on.
The William voice sounds deep. It sounds like someone is tired or so lazy to stand up from a bed or something. However, I will still use this voice from some random characters.
Okay, now moving on, Warren. This voice sounds okay. I guess it would be useful for any character's voices.
Now moving on, Werewolf. No. No. I'm not doing this. It sounds cringe. No, I changed myself back to Eric because I don't like it. Well, the werewolf would be cool for like villain characters, but at the same time for me this voice sounds cringe and sometimes annoying in my opinion.
Now moving on, Shy Girl. No, I'm sorry, but the Shy Girl sounds really annoying and I can barely understand what, for example, Rosie, even though I changed her voice, is silly now.
You know what? I'm changing myself back to Eric because I can barely understand what I'm saying and this shy girl is annoying in my opinion. Also, for people who use this shy girl voice, not trying to offend, but on my opinion this voice is really annoying. I know on my last video I made Rosie using the shy girl voice, but then I realized that I could barely understand what she's saying, so I changed her voice back to Sally instead.
Now moving on Sally. The Sally voice sounds okay, but sometimes it really sounds boring. That's all I could say about the Sally voice, there's nothing else to say.
Now moving on Mike. Yes, the Mike voice sounds okay. I heard this voice tons of times in any videos before but I do like the Mike voice, it's good.
Now moving on Sam Microsoft. Yes, I like the Sam Microsoft voice. Let me explain why. Because I love the way I can say like my Rafflecopter goes swa 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 swa. So, okay, moving on.
Okay, the James voice sounds okay, but sometimes it sounds boring, in my opinion. This voice was also used for Boris Anderson's voice by some Ghonimators, even though for me I prefer Eric than James.
Now the Simon voice. Yes, the Simon voice sounds okay. For me the Simon voice can be useful as well. Oh yeah, and I forgot to mention it mispronounces some words. Sometimes it makes not even understandable.
Okay, now moving on,
I'm sorry, what the heck, I was not expecting it was gonna sound like that. That was cool I guess. But okay, at the same time this cringed me. Okay, that is all from my opinions on text-to-speech voices. I have to end the video already since I don't want to rate all of them, otherwise the video would be too long. Anyways, thanks for watching. This is BorisAnimate, signing off.